Hello everyone and welcome back to CraftersMC Skyblock. This is episode 18 and today we are going to be preparing for the update because as of uploading this video it is less than a week away and I am so excited. The update is looking really promising and it hopefully means that there's going to be a lot of new content that we can do in Crafters, but that also means we have to prepare because I am totally just not ready for this update at all. We're also going to try and craft a new weapon in this episode, and as always we're going to be on the grind, upgrading minions, gathering resources, and just trying to get more overpowered. But first, our minions have pretty much been running non-stop since last episode, so we can collect up all the resources they have gathered. We also just hit mining level 27, which is kind of crazy. That's like way too much mining experience. We've also finally collected a stack of enchanted redstone blocks, which kind of reminds me we should probably upgrade our personal compactor and personal deleter because we kind of crafted these and then just never upgraded them. To upgrade a personal compactor, we literally just need a bunch of enchanted redstone blocks, and then for a personal deleter, I think it's, a bunch of iron, which we do have. So we can grab a bunch of each of those resources and then head over to the crafting table, and then for the personal compactor, it was just that and then a bunch of redstone blocks, and there we go, the personal compactor 5,000. And then we can also upgrade the personal deleter to 5,000, which means we can now compact and delete 3 different items instead of just one, which is going to be pretty useful, especially for the update coming up. And we still have a bunch of redstone blocks left over, so I think we might as well upgrade the personal compactor to 6,000 because then we have 7 configurable slots. But to upgrade it to 7,000, which is the max we can upgrade at the moment, we need almost another stack of enchanted redstone blocks, so we'll leave that for another episode. But yeah, now we have 7 different configurable slots in our personal compactor if we ever need them. Our potato minion has also been working a ton, and we now have over 10 enchanted cooked potatoes, which is going to be really good to craft hot potato books, which we could use and spend them on our revenant armor that we have now, but I think we're actually going to save them till the update and then wait to see if there's any better like armor or weapons we can attach them to. I think we're actually going to leave the rest of the minions just alone for right now and let them collect a bunch more resources, and then later on in the episode we can go and hopefully try and upgrade and even max out a few more of them. Now in between episodes I didn't do too much. I did go and grab another New Year's cake. We got the 140th Skyblock year cake, which is pretty cool, but we also put a couple of items in the auction house for a decent amount of coins, and it does look like all of the items sold, which is amazing. So if we collect them all, that's 2 million coins, and just like that we now have almost 7 million coins in the bank, which I think is the most we've ever had. I honestly kind of want to try and get to 10 million coins before the end of this episode. I honestly don't know if it's possible, but I do kind of just want to put a couple more items on the auction house and see if they sell. And after going through all of our resources, I found a couple of really good things to put on the auction house. We did some melons, some zombie hearts, I did some logs. I don't know how well these sell, although someone has already bought some, and a bunch of enchanted cobblestone as well. And while I was putting all of this stuff in the auction house, we actually had another visitor who I was able to sell a couple more stacks of enchanted cobblestone to. So our cobblestone supply is getting a little low, but I'll probably go and grind out some more enchanted cobblestone some other time. And Silver Pilot here also just messaged me asking for a bunch of revenant flesh, which we have more than enough of, so I think I'm gonna sell them a chest full of revenant flesh. I'm pretty sure that was the arrangement, so here is a chest full of revenant flesh, and they're offering 1.2 million coins, which I think is a really good offer. So there we go, that's another 1.2 million in the bank, and we are now up to 8.1 million coins, so we're less than 2 million away from 10 million, which I definitely think is possible now in this episode. Now let's get started preparing for this update. As I said, it's less than a week away and we should probably start getting our island ready and getting a couple of resources so we're ready for when the new update comes. Also, huge shout out to these guys, especially Champ Access. They're all helpers and they helped. They gave me a list of everything I needed to prepare for this update, so huge shout out to them. Also, I have no clue why they're on my island right now. They've just been sneaking around for like the past 10 minutes. I'll just let them do their own thing. I should also say that everything we are going to be preparing for this update is a pure speculation. We have absolutely no clue what is actually coming in the update, and even though I got some help from some of the helpers on the server, they don't get any inside knowledge. They know as much as any of us. We're mostly going off of what we saw in the trailer and kind of the little sneak peeks that the admins have given us, and thankfully most of the stuff that we will be preparing for won't take too much time, so if it actually isn't in the update, it's not like a huge waste of time. But yeah, without further ado, first off, I want to focus on cactus, because in the trailer, you could actually see there's a new farming area with cactus in it. And so it does look like we'll be getting some sort of cactus collection coming in this update, which means we should probably start collecting cactus even beforehand. And the best way to do that is by building a cactus farm. So I have some building blocks here. We can also buy some sand. And I'm pretty sure the farmer also sells cactus. It does. So we can buy maybe like 500 of those. We can also grab our infinite water bucket. And this farm is probably going to be temporary just so that we can get enough cactus to actually make a cactus minion like immediately when the update comes out. So it doesn't really matter where we put this. I think just putting it centered behind our farming area should look pretty good. Again, it's just temporary, so it really doesn't matter. So I think an area like this should be big enough where we can have a bunch of cactus like piled up here and then a water collection system in the middle. We'll start off by placing slabs one block apart from each other, and then on top of these will go the sand and then the cacti. Actually, we should probably first just test and see if this farm actually works, because it would be really awful if we built the entire thing just for it to not work. So we can set some cactus up. Now, cactus farms usually work by just putting a fence post in between two cacti like this, and then when a cactus tries to grow, it can't because there's a block here, and then we'll just break and fall down. I don't see how this wouldn't work because it works in normal survival, but crafters could have like changed some Minecraft mechanic or something. You never know, so we just have to make sure. Oh yes, okay, it does work. Awesome. That's good. We have 2 cactus already. That's awesome. So I guess we can then go and finish the rest of the farm here, which should hopefully not take us too much time. I already have most of it mapped out, and then I think we'll do like 3 layers on top of it.
A few moments later.
And just like that, all the cactus should now be in place. I think 3 layers should be good. We're getting a decent amount of cacti dropping at the moment. And so the last part to this farm is adding in the water collection system. So I'm just gonna place in a bunch of water, and I think I calculated this wrong. Oh, actually, never mind. This should work perfectly, where if we mine out the middle here, we should be able to have all the water flow right into the center here. We can then craft up some hoppers. A 3 double chest should be more than enough because we really only need it for the next week, and then we'll be able to craft a cactus minion, hopefully. We can then place a couple more hoppers as the collection system, and then place down a couple more blocks, and then if we let all this water... Oh no, that's not good. Okay, now if we let this water flow down, it should flow all the way into the center here, and then now when a cactus drops, it should get pushed all into this water and then get collected by the hoppers. And yeah, just like that, we already have 2 cacti collected. We're so close already. Oh, 4, 5. Oh wow, that's actually really quick. So for right now, I think we're gonna go AFK and just see how many cactus we can collect in like an hour. I might even add a 4th layer if we have time. And then also hopefully in that time, some of our auctions will sell as well, and we'll hopefully get closer to 10 million coins. And after 1 hour, we have over 18 stacks of cactus, which I think is pretty good. I did also add a 4th layer just so that we could get even more cacti, but yeah, as I AFK this over the next week before the update, we'll have so much cactus already and prepared for when the update comes. Also, if we check our auctions, I'm pretty sure almost everything has been bought. I did put a bunch more cobblestone in the auction house because I forgot how much cobblestone we actually had. I thought this enchanted cobblestone was all we had left, but then I completely forgot. We also have another double chest full. So we'll be definitely good for a while, and I'll even be able to sell more cobblestone, but I think if we pick all of this up, that's... Oh wow, that's more than I thought. And if we deposit the coins in our bank, we now have over 10 million coins collected. That is just insane. Those coins are probably going to be really useful when the update comes, because if we ever need to buy something or we just don't want to grind something, we now have all of those coins to spend. Now, the next thing we can prepare for is fishing. So in the update trailer, we saw that there was like a fishing statue in the new lobby. And if they're making a fishing update where you get like different collections for fishing and you're able to unlock fishing things, that means a lot of stuff that you can get from fishing now might be exclusive and you might not be able to get it anymore. So I think we're gonna go fishing for a little bit and try and get some rare items that are probably not going to be available pretty soon. We already have a nautilus shell, but there's like a couple of other fish and different items that we can still collect. So I just quickly crafted a fishing rod, and then I think we can just head over to the blue lake in the birch zone and then just fish there. Actually, first, I do just want to check if we can enchant our fishing rod. Oh, telekinesis. I mean, that might be useful. Let's just put that on there. And I guess we can start fishing. While we're here, we can probably kill a couple of ducks as well to try and get the golden feather, although I don't know how how that's gonna go because they just don't want to give me the golden feather. So we're really just looking. Oh, wait, what? Okay, there's the first rare item we need. I thought that was going to take a little while. So we now have a name tag, which might not be an item we'll be able to get in the next update. We already have the Nautilus shell, so I think the only other rare item is a saddle and then maybe a puffer fish, but those might be in the next update anyways. Oh, come on, 2 for 2. Oh no, okay, just a normal fish. I'm actually so surprised we got the name tag in our first fish. That's amazing. Also, this player just said that they got 3 golden feathers in an hour and a half, which how? I've tried for like 6 hours. Okay, so far no luck at getting a saddle. We do have a bunch of other cool items though, and we have like 6 people fishing right now. This is awesome. Well, after about an hour of fishing, which really isn't that bad, we finally got a saddle as well as a bunch of other items. So that is all of the rare items I think we need. Oh, well, that's awkward. Apparently, I don't know how I missed this, but we already had a saddle. How did I miss this? I literally looked at the board before we went fishing, and I didn't see we had a saddle. What? Well, I guess we have 2 now, which is good in case I ever want to sell one for some money, and then we also have a name tag that we can add to our collection. Now, the last thing we can really prepare for before the update is eggs, so there's a good chance that enchanted eggs are actually useful in the next update. Enchanted eggs are in the game, but you can only craft them. They don't actually do anything, but apparently there might be a chance in the next update where they're actually used to upgrade our chicken minion, and I actually placed this chicken minion down a while ago, so they have a bunch of resources. Now, there really isn't too much we can actually prepare for this. We do have a couple of enchanted eggs already, just in case it does happen. I guess we can upgrade the chicken minion once or twice with the resources he has gathered, so that's now chicken minion level 10. And we also just went from raw chicken and feather collection level 7 to level 9, which just unlocked the feather artifact and the golden feather boots. The golden feather boots recipe is still not that useful because we don't have the golden feather yet, but we can, if we check our accessory bag, we can actually upgrade our feather talisman. I'm pretty sure if we surround this talisman with enchanted feathers, we can upgrade it to a feather ring. And then with another 2 stacks of enchanted feathers, we can then upgrade it again to the feather artifact. Now, this upgraded talisman increases how high you can fall before taking fall damage by 7 blocks and reduces fall damage by 15%, which is pretty useful. Fall damage isn't like a huge thing we have to worry about, but it could come in handy. We can also reforge it. Yeah, the itchy reforge should give us a little bit more critical damage and strength. And I'm pretty sure that is all we have to prepare before this update. We got our cactus farm going, we have all of the rare fishing drops, and we have a ton of money ready to spend whenever we need it. I'm actually really excited for the new update. I hope it brings a lot of cool stuff, and although it is kind of sad to see this village go, the new update is going to be so fun. Now, we already upgraded our chicken minion, but there are a couple of other minions that we can actually upgrade. I'm hoping we should have a decent amount of enchanted birch logs, which we do, and then we can upgrade our birch log minion to level 7, level 8, level 9, and level 10. Our skeleton minion also had a decent amount of bones, so we can upgrade him to level 8. We can also upgrade our cave spider minion to level 8 as well, and we can also upgrade our magma cream minion to level 10 as well. I've also kind of neglected our ice minion, but we can upgrade him to level 10, and now we're literally 12 upgrades away from getting the 20th minion slot. We're getting so close. I think we're gonna actually replace our oak minion as well with a spruce minion, just so that we can start upgrading a bunch of our other log minions. And we can also probably replace our coal minion with an emerald minion as well, because this is the last ore minion we actually have to fully max out. And while we're at it, we can also upgrade the minion to level 8. Now, we do have a bunch of enchanted bones left over that we're actually going to use to craft another bow. If you don't remember last episode, we crafted a bunch of different bows to see which one was better. The one I wasn't able to craft was the Runin's bow just because of how expensive it is, but now I can. We have 3 stacks of enchanted bones and 3 stacks of enchanted string. And a lot of people in the comments of the last episode were saying that the Runin's better is like 10 times better than any of the other bows, so I guess we're just going to craft it and see how it goes. So this bow does 160 damage plus 50 strength and then has an ability of triple shot that shoots 3 arrows at a time. So I guess we can just test it out, and yeah, okay, so it does shoot 3 arrows. How much damage was that? Oh, that's a lot of damage. Also, apparently it has a little bit of like a targeting thing where even if I'm not like shooting at all like near it, it will still hit targets. Like if I shoot way up here, it should still hit them. It does, which is kind of crazy. Like, none of those arrows were close to hitting that guy, but he still died. So that is actually really useful. And even though we did max enchant the magma bow in last episode, I think we're actually going to go with the Runin's bow instead. The magma bow is good, especially with the magma cream, but I just think the Runin's bow is better. Okay, so for some reason, enchanting it with like power didn't actually give it any more damage. It still does like 2.5 thousand. Oh yeah, 2.3 thousand. Oh wow, this is a legendary bow, which means it costs 5,000 coins to reforge once, which is kind of hurts, but I think if we try and get Unreal, it'll do a little bit more damage. And we're now doing over 3,000 damage, which is pretty decent. I think with the magma cream, the magma bow actually did more damage, but this one, like, I don't really have to aim and I'm still killing them all. And I think with this new bow, we're gonna try one last time to get the golden feather before the update. This bow should help out greatly because, again, I don't really have to aim at all and it kills all of the ducks for me pretty much. Now it's just a wait game to see if any of these ducks will drop us the golden feather.
12 o'clock midnight.
It's actually happened. We finally have it. The golden feather. That's over 10 hours of killing these ducks. Probably over 10,000 ducks killed, but we finally have it. It's a 0.02% drop rate. I think this is honestly one of the last rare drops that we haven't collected yet, other than like Slayers. There's a bunch of rare stuff with Slayers, but out of that, I think we have everything pretty much. Oh, I'm so glad we finally have this. It's not even that useful. I don't quite know what it even crafts yet, but I'm so glad we have it. Oh, that took forever. Okay, so it looks like this item is literally only useful for one crafting recipe, and that is the golden feather boots, which grants 10 seconds of slow falling while falling from more than 5 blocks, and it also neglects fall damage. But honestly, I don't really know how useful that is right now, so I think instead, because this item took literally forever for us to get, I think we're just gonna add it to our collection and have it as a trophy. And then obviously I do still want to craft the golden feather boots at some point in time, but we'll save that grind for another time. Or maybe we just go and get it right now. Come on, one of these can give it to me. Okay, well, I might have just spent another hour trying to get another golden feather with no luck. I just went through like a whole inventory of arrows and still just no golden feather. I'm still very happy we were able to get our first one, and I guess we'll slowly start working towards getting our second one and hopefully being able to craft the golden feather boots hopefully soon. Now, before we end off this episode, there's a couple of final things I want to do. First off, I want to put this enchanted book that we got in last episode on our flamerang. Now, this book increases the maximum target count of the boomerang by 1, and it's currently at 2, so we'll now be able to hit 3 enemies at a time. So we can combine items, and that is our boomerang upgraded. It's honestly probably one of my favorite weapons in crafters so far. This is so fun to use. And honestly, I think that's going to be where we end off this episode. Our cactus farm is doing really good so far. I've barely AFK'd at all, and we almost have a full double chest of cactus. So I guess it's time to say one final goodbye to this village, and I guess by next episode we'll be in a new village, which is really exciting. So thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you all did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and other than that, hope you all have an awesome rest of your day.